Welcome everybody to the Sunset Flip Wrestling Podcast. Your home for all wrestling, everything wrestling. What's up, fellas?
What's going
Happy
on?
What's up? How's it going?
Yeah, well, how's it going?
I'm saying busy day, busy day, busy day. Got sports betting on a Sunday is lovely. I wish wait till sports betting becomes wrestling. It's gonna be a matter of time. The way the world is trending.
I mean, it's kind of hard though, because since wrestling is
Listen,
like
you got the
scripted.
casuals who don't know what's going on, so that's okay.
Well, they would have to make it way that the books don't know that it's scripted and nobody knows the results until that. So it's hard, but I feel like wrestling could get to that point, but we'll see.
Oh, it
No,
will.
I think it could, but it has to be like pay-per-views. It can't be like weekly televised because
Hell no.
it would have to be at pay-per-views.
Hell no.
The gates are flooded. I need a Randy Orton win tonight by submission. Put $20 on her. Book it. All this shit don't work out.
Yeah, I would be.
Oh, that'd be terrible.
But we got decent amount of stuff we're talking about today. So
Yeah, we have a lot. Well, let's start with what happened on Monday Night Raw. Jey Uso winning the WWE Intercontinental title.
Love it.
It was, to be honest with you, it was unexpected. I didn't think that Braun Breaker would have such a short reign. But regardless, I'm happy. I think it was the right call. Because after numerous attempts of Jey Uso going after a singles title, I think at that point he was like maybe 0-5, 0-6. So this was definitely a nice little surprise. For the fans. Yeah, no, listen, the ending was crazy. I mean, you have
I like the little shit that they did with Rhea celebrating at the end too, which was pretty cool too.
That was nice too.
You saw her. You saw her getting into it too, so it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I just love how unexpected this was. I mean, yes, Braun Breaker's reign ends at 51 days. Just recently defeating Sami Zayn at SummerSlam.
I think he's moving. I think he's moving up the card. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Like, I think it's crazy to say, but he's just so good and so gifted at what he does. He deserves it.
Yeah. But no, it's well deserved for Jey Uso. This win,
14 years, right?
Yep, does give Jey Uso his first ever singles title reign in the company. So shout out to him. Well deserved. So
no, we got a yeet out to him. Yeet.
So that brings us to what's next for Braun Breaker, right? Henry, you recently just said that he's going to move up in the card. I think it's going to be a slow process. But it is, it
could be. Yeah, you're right.
It seems like they're heading that way. Again, take it for what it's worth. According to Dave Meltzer, right?
Oh, God.
Hey,
listen. So I thought you said it's gonna be it's thrown away. The key's been thrown away. The box
down. Take it for what it's worth. That's what I'm giving you guys a heads up, a warning, right? He says they're definitely building towards a Braun Breaker babyface. They're already doing a thing where they are trying to get the fans to bark, which is true because every time he's being interviewed, and all that barks, it seems like a babyface move, like Meltzer stated. So he says they're already on the babyface track. So it seems like it, which is weird, because I think Braun Breaker was doing an incredible work as a heel. Again, we've mentioned on this podcast.
He's been a heel for a minute, though.
Yeah. We've mentioned on this podcast that it's rare when wrestlers can do both and can execute both, and Braun Breaker is one of them. I said that the long game for Braun Breaker, if this is the move, right? If the move is to turn Braun Breaker into a face, the move is to eventually have him battle Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. I strongly believe that.
All want.
That would definitely be a Mania match right there.
It could.
Unless, in your guys' opinion,
something else later on.
In your guys' opinion, do you think this is the right move for Braun Breaker?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to freshen up his character, he's young still too. I mean, like you
He
said,
wasn't brought up to just be, a slow build. They want him to be world champion, and if they want world champ, it's time to move on to bigger things.
I
Not
don't
saying
think it's going to be a
Usos
slow
beneath
build
him,
though. I feel
but
like it's been there. Like, to be honest, though, I'm gonna disagree because I haven't really seen Braun do anything heelish in a match when he wins, like, use illegal things or do anything. So I feel like it's been teased, but they just waiting to pull the trigger.
I
And I
mean,
think now that he lost, I think that's going to happen.
it's very similar to like Brock Lesnar. I mean, Brock
Mhm.
Lesnar doesn't do any heel tactics in the wrestling ring. It's just
he's just a heel.
True.
exactly he's just dominating with his pure strength, which is what Braun Breaker is doing.
True. True.
Obviously the only thing that's heel about him is what he says on the mic, right? But if they're doing the slow babyface turn, I mean,
Mhm.
it's one has to wonder, all right, so what is the approach, right? Because I'm predicting, all right, maybe they run it back, right? Jey Uso versus Braun Breaker, and then let's say Jey Uso does beat him again, then you can have Braun Breaker kind of like shake his hand, and if they shake hands, all right, they're definitely going that route.
True. I see that.
And speaking about, heel turns, face turn, I think that's going to be the theme of today's episode. You have Xavier Woods, who's been dropping hints of a heel turn in recent weeks.
It's gonna suck when it happens.
I personally said, don't be surprised if it isn't Xavier Woods. It might be Kofi Kingston instead. That would be a better swerve. But I don't know. Based on what we saw on Monday Night Raw, I don't know. I think this isn't really much of a heel turn or face turn. I just think this is Xavier Woods going his own way, right?
I think so.
I think he definitely will have a feud with Kofi Kingston. Obviously that's been teased for 2 or 3 weeks, but if you saw Monday Night Raw, right, the main focus or the main topic for Xavier Woods was his failure to win a singles WWE championship, like Kofi Kingston, like Big E. And then he lashes out at Rey Mysterio, says, "Oh, of course, you're a former champion." And then to Kofi, "Oh yeah, you're a former WWE champion." So I think that's the route that they're going with when it comes to Xavier Woods, his singles title, pursuit. And it's crazy because he really emphasized the WWE championship, not just a singles title. He could have, said, "Oh yeah, I'm going after the IC title," or whatnot. But no, he mentions the WWE championship. So I think that's something that one must, kind of monitor, because he might go after that. I mean, I'm not saying anytime soon.
Right.
I'm just saying the long run, because you know how these storylines go. It takes time to develop, and it seems like that's the route that they're going with for Xavier Woods.
I mean, yeah, I see that, like the way they've been teasing it, but then again, you make a good point. Like they could basically go the route and make it Kofi Kingston, and it's just complete blindside because everybody thinks it's going to be Xavier, but Kofi could be like, "I'm just tired of you talking shit," and basically be like, "I'm done."
Yeah, I just at first I was like, all right, what if this major swerve with Kofi Kingston, but it's just like, all right, after losing week after week, and then it's Xavier, the one who's been heated all the time, and obviously becoming more aggressive as each week passes on. Yeah, I think this is just a new way to have Xavier Woods pursue his singles title run.
Agreed.
Yeah, I'm still sad the New Day will be no more. But you kind of realize once the whole idea because we need more talent, Xavier Woods is like, no, we don't. Like we're going just us two. And then they're bringing Odyssey Jones, and then that dumbass did some dumb shit, and it's like, well, it just makes more sense. It makes more sense to keep on just adding more and more fuel to the fire. And now Xavier Woods is fed up. And then who's the one supposed to get into the big old fight when the heel turn finally happens? Who does every heel turn start with? A fight with Rey Mysterio. And that's it. it's over.
Well,
with.
don't forget too. Karrion Kross also crosses paths with them too, so that's also another person that turns a lot of them heels. If you're talking in the longer terp and the longer scope of everything, a lot of these wrestlers all wrestled Karrion Kross and were faces and have become heels because he antagonized them for weeks. So that's also long term storytelling.
Again, that doesn't make any sense because the fact that Karrion Kross, like, they just dropped this storyline out of nowhere, or they dropped this storyline for now. Now Karrion Kross is focusing on the Miz. It's like, all right, maybe that's the character development for Karrion Kross, that any person he crosses, they turn heel. I mean, something like that.
Sort of like Randy Orton's old school legend killer type thing, where he was taking out every legend. They're sort of going that route, just a different storyline. I get it.
Yeah.
Not in the scope of Randy Orton's, because we know Randy Orton's stuff was legendary when he did it, but in terms of storytelling, it's sort of the same premise. If you think about it, it's just sort of like you said. We know wrestling sort of a lot of recycled storylines, just changed up. So that's a thing.
Yeah. We go to NXT where we finally see the debut of Stephanie Vaquer. It wasn't in person, but still,
it makes you wonder if she got cleared for her visa to come.
Yeah, I think eventually, in the long run, she will. But the fact is, Roxanne Perez and Julia, they had their segment to close out NXT, and then you hear Stephanie Vaquer and basically warned both women and calls them out. And she already claims herself as the next challenger. So
it's only a matter of time. The clock is now officially ticking.
And for those who never saw them fight before, definitely look out old fights for Julia and Stephanie Vaquer, because those are incredible.
Yeah, and you add Stephanie Vaquer to, an already stacked NXT women's division, right?
Listen, I think WWE, we're getting a little spoiled now. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
We're getting a little spoiled with just so many everything.
And then, we've been saying, and then also Delta is on her way. So
we got so many, and then there's more to come apparently.
I'm just gonna give you a quick spoiler though. I don't think
Soda with a spoiler. No,
I don't think Julia leaves Chicago with the NXT Women's Championship.
Ooh,
I really don't.
You think she's gonna lose in her championship debut?
Here's where I'm going with. I think you have a situation.
This is gonna be an interesting take.
I just have. It's too soon for me, right? It's too soon.
Because for those who know, Soto's a huge Roxanne Perez fan.
No, listen. All right. So with Stephanie Vaquer on her way, right? This is how I would personally book it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would have Roxanne Perez win, right?
Okay.
With the help of Cora Jade if she's clear.
Okay.
Kind of seeming, obviously having an alliance between Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade, right?
But you're gonna generate that crazy heat for Cora, because obviously fans are gonna be pissed
right. And then you can have a tag match along the line of Stephanie Vaquer and Julia against Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez.
You could,
but again, that's if Cora Jade is cleared. If she's not cleared, then you can have a triple threat match between Julia Vaquer and Roxanne Perez.
Well, one of B's favorites just got cleared recently and started wrestling, so I'm sure she might be cleared too. She shouldn't be too far behind.
Oh yeah,
B knows who it is.
Does he? That's the thing. Does he?
He's just nodded his head because he already knows. But
next.
But no, you got a good point. Like that could be how it plays out. It's good theory.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's what their plan is, but it could happen.
As long as it ends up with those that come in, so Cedric here, Delta, Julia, and you get them to start pushing the younger talent that'll be due for champions as well.
Mm-hmm.
And you get Roxanne Perez to the main event, to the main roster, and now you move forward with the next crop of talent. To me, that's all that matters. So you don't bring in this talent for what? You know what I'm saying? You don't bring them in just like, you're here for a year and then go up. Like, no, there has to be some value behind it.
Yeah.
agreed.
And then on that NXT topic, Shawn Michaels already teased that there's going to be big changes, right? When NXT switches over to the CW. Especially now that NXT will be TV 14. So now you're going to get, edgier content.
Attitude Era.
Yeah, you're going to get edgier content, which is, again, exciting times,
On free TV.
Yeah, exactly. You had good moments during the PG era, but when you have TV 14, it's like, all right.
The best moment was Vince being gone. Everything got better when he left. Let's be honest.
Absolutely.
I don't think
Staying
anybody can disagree with that.
Yeah, staying on the NXT topic, you have Hikaleo. It was reported this week that he will be added to NXT internal roster. So it kind of seems like for those who thought, including myself, who thought he would be in the main roster in the Bloodline storyline, it doesn't seem like that's happening.
I don't know. Like, I don't know about this move. It makes me question if he's very green, or there's something wrong with character development, or they're going to solo route, going to have him there for a little bit.
Yeah. I think that's the plan. I feel like maybe they see it that way, and they're like, all right, you know what? Let's give him a time period in NXT, see how he does, how fans react to him, and stuff like that, and then you can like bring him up, because if you really think about it, Solo's run in NXT was really short too.
It was. I agree.
So maybe he's going to be there for a bit, and then they'll call him up. But right now, it seems unlikely that he will participate.
When he's going to show up.
Yeah, seems highly unlikely he's going to participate in that War Games match, or be called up in the Bloodline every time soon.
Who knows? He may just show up, do some damage, and end up going back to NXT.
Yeah.
Good.
Just a quick couple of topics that also came came out this week. The Viking Raiders are no more, so they are not using that name. The Viking Raiders. The Viking Raiders. So no more Viking Raiders. They are set to return.
You mean the terrible names that Vince gave him? The Viking Experience.
That was probably the worst one. That was probably the worst one.
The Viking Experience. What the fuck was he thinking?
So both Eric and Ivar have been dealing with injuries. Ivar has been sidelined with a spinal injury. Eric has been out of action since undergoing neck fusion. But back when they were in the Indies or in New Japan Pro Wrestling or Ring of Honor, they were once known as the War Raiders, right? So now, I'm sorry, they were known as War Machine. Now the new name, when they return, is going to be the War Raiders. So, I wonder if their names. I wonder if their names are going to change, but
War and Machine, the way it sounds like.
Yeah. Regardless, I think their return is very, very soon. And again, just another piece you can add to the tag team division. I think a lot of people forget how good, the Viking Raiders, whatever the War Raiders, they were in NXT.
Well, let's call them what their new name is now. Let's just call them the War Raiders, because
let's call them. Yeah, so
the Viking Raiders of War Experience. We'll go them all together.
No, let's leave the experience. Let's leave the experience part out.
Yeah, the experience part was like the worst part.
Bullshit fucking Hershey Park theme ride. They got shut down after 6 weeks.
I just for me, I don't know what Vince was thinking with that name. I don't know what he was trying to accomplish with that.
Yeah, Vince is getting a recall from the documentary. Let him go. Let him suffer.
Oh no, he's suffering enough now.
No, it's never enough.
Yeah. But there was a clip that was played during Monday Night Raw, right? Which kind of, a lot of people thought it was the Lucha Bros, which we'll speak about in a bit. But no, the video package seems to be leading towards the War Raiders return. So
Yeah.
and speaking of returns, another person who might return really, really soon is Alexa Bliss. So I don't know if you guys caught it on Monday Night Raw, but there was a segment with the Judgment Day, and in the background,
Oh, I caught that.
You saw what looked like Alexa Bliss's doll, Lily, and Twitter started blowing up saying, "Oh my God, it's Lily. Does this mean Alexa Bliss might return?" Knowing how WWE navigates and stuff like that, you can definitely make that assumption. Now the question is, when she does return, what is her storyline? What character is she going to bring? Is she going to bring the goddess? Is she going to become this character that will be included with the Wyatt Six? There's a lot of possibilities out there. What do you think is best for Alexa Bliss? And when do you have her return?
See, that's the thing. Like
next to Uncle Howdy.
I say yes in some sense, but I also say no because I feel like she sort of teased it back then too that she was coming back to it. And I feel like I know it's something that's close to her heart, but maybe she should do like a different character that sort of goes against the grain against them, I would say, as opposed to with them, because I feel like everybody thinks she's going to be with them. But if we remember when she was with Bray Wyatt, she sort of turned to him at the end. We never really got closure to where that went either. In that story. So that's an interesting
because then he shortly got released afterward.
Yeah, and then afterwards, obviously, he came back, and then we know what happened after that, unfortunately. And
they could definitely revisit that. I think that would be a smart move. Like, all right, why did she turn on Bray? I don't think she would return anytime this year, though. I can see her maybe returning maybe near Rumble season.
I think Rumble would work perfectly.
She has a lot of
WrestleMania.
She has a lot of training to do, I guess, to come back. Remember, she hasn't wrestled in a long time, so that's sort of she got to get a lot of the ring rust back, and so it's gonna take a while. But when she comes back, it's gonna be a feel good moment for her.
Yeah.
I know obviously there's been rumors of a lot of other people returning. So I mean, but her return would be one that fans would definitely be happy about because they've been asking about her for a long time.
Yeah. Now, one thing, let's talk about Friday Night SmackDown, in which we saw teases of another potential turn, and that includes Tiffany Stratton.
Tiffy time.
I feel like that's been rumored for a while. I know we've talked about it before on our previous episodes. I think, if I'm not mistaken, that was the direction they planned on taking her, because I don't think she's ever had a face run in WWE. So I think that would be a breath of fresh air for her character.
Yeah.
You never know. She could wind up being one of those faces that actually a person that could do both a heel and face. So
I think it's time to put the championship on Tiffany Stratton. I love, the fact that Tiffany Stratton has teased her cash in on several occasions, right? And when Nia, recovers, whether she's down or whatnot, and looks at Tiffany's like, "Oh, no, I wasn't cashing in. I was trying to help you and whatnot." But then you saw Nia Jax snap on Tiffany Stratton on Friday Night SmackDown.
Never put your hands around a girl's fucking neck. It's over. You see the face?
So I'm gonna say this. They picked Bayley to fight Nia for a reason. And we all know for comedy reasons why that happens, because most of the time they fought, literally Bayley would do the move on the edge of the on the ringside, and basically Nia hurts.
Yeah.
So that's why they're not low with that, because they know what they're doing. But it's crazy to even do that. But there's going to be a cash in at Bad Blood.
Listen, I think I mentioned it in the last time Nia Jax and Bayley fought, and I think this would be a good spot. Bayley does the belly to belly, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can have that move off the top rope and have Tiffany cash in. That's how I would do it. I would.
So would it be like a botch Bailey spin instead of her doing it like to knock Nia? She
No,
sort of
no.
does it where Nia counters in the air, and it's like they both land hard, and then Tiffany comes in and does
Exactly, and does the prettiest moonsault and
on both of them, not
on
one of
both-
them, both of
on
them.
both of them, and then she decides to pin Nia. I think that would be, you know, a good moment.
I
An
swear,
epic moment to be on.
if that happens, that's going to be insane.
But
The
and then
pop the pop she's going to get is going to be unreal.
And you know, I know I said teases potential turn. You know, she still might remain as a heel, but in a feud with Nia Jax, I think you would have to think that maybe Tiffany Stratton would be the face, Nia Jax would be the heel. But again, it's just
Nia's better as a heel.
Yeah, I just think it's only a matter of time. You know, Tiffany seemingly looks loyal, right? But you know, she has that briefcase, and you know, I think Nia is just like, all right, you know, she's never gonna do that on me, right? But
No,
having
never to me.
right, having Nia snap on Tiffany, it just says otherwise. Like, I think Tiffany Stratton should pin Nia Jax. If she pins Bailey, it wouldn't surprise me, but it should be you know, on Nia Jax so they can enhance this feud. And speaking of, again, tensions are brewing between Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens. Now, it seems kind of like Xavier Woods. It seems like they're planning a heel turn, right? For Kevin Owens, you know, kind of he snapped on Cody backstage, and then you know Cody Rhodes tried to interfere in that match against the Bloodline, and you know it cost the victory for Kevin Owens and Randy Orton, and then Kevin Owens shoves Cody Rhodes. Where do you think this is heading?
To a match between them both with heel Owens and face Cody.
Well, inadvertent tagging. That's probably going to be Cody tagging Kevin. They win, and Kevin turns, or Cody costing the match due to something, and Kevin turns.
Possibility, yeah.
Now
he's gonna turn. It's been teased too much.
Okay, so
there's no way. There's no way Cody is the one turning in this.
So here's what's they already planted the seeds.
For who?
But not for Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens. They planted seeds for Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton. Randy Orton told Cody Rhodes to help him in.
So you think KO is not turning heel? You think he's going to stay face? So
no. I don't know if KO is turning heel. I just think Randy Orton is manipulating the whole situation. Randy Orton told Cody Rhodes to help him in the match against the Bloodline, and that he would let Kevin Owens know.
He did.
And then after what happened on in the main event, it turns out that he never told KO. You know? And I think this is just, you know, this is just Randy Orton taking advantage of the situation. Making kind of Cody Rhodes question everything, confuse Cody Rhodes, and then strike.
That sounds absolutely perfect cinema.
Yeah,
perfect cinema.
Yeah, I think so. I think the match will be Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens, maybe at Crown Jewel, and then you know, you can have a from here to Crown Jewel, you can have a spot where KO turns on Cody Rhodes, right? And then shortly after, Randy Orton is the one to turn on Cody Rhodes. So, yeah,
good point.
Then some quick topics on AEW. For those who didn't watch AEW Dynamite Grand Slam New York, pretty much an event that I would go.
The crazy thing is, I don't think people realize that fucking the AEW was going on Wednesday at Grand Slam. It was so poorly produced and poorly marketed, it made no sense.
And Tony Khan, I think B's being generous.
It was fucking. On the realize it was fucking.
You're being too nice. You're being too kind.
Dog water.
You're being too kind.
You want me to use the new term? That shit was dog water. Okay. Dog shit.
I gotta say, I didn't know. Like, I turned it down. I cool time was AEW. I was like, oh, it's Grand Slam. Oh, I did not know this.
I'm gonna tell you this. My son's been asking to watch wrestling with me lately, and he said, "Dad, what's that?" He's like, "This is not WWE. Can you put WWE?" That's how boring it was.
Listen.
Wild.
No, I'm not gonna lie. The Danielson match was dope.
Of course, yeah.
The Young Bucks versus Fletcher and Ospreay, that was fire. I just think that. Well, also, for those who don't know, MVP is now all elite. So I thought, the event itself, I was just like, listen, I went to the event 3 years in a row, Grand Slam, and every year it's just like the card was just like, and to a point where I just couldn't go anymore. And I definitely could have gone as a wrestling fan. I definitely could have gone because, the event was 10-15 minutes away from me, but I just didn't feel it, but MVP has made his debut, which means the Hurt Syndicate is on his way. Now he interrupted Prince Nana and basically MVP is trying to recruit Swerve Strickland.
You can't interrupt Prince Nana.
Now we only saw MVP. That means Shelton Benjamin and Bobby Lashley are not too far away, right? And if they're forming this Hurt Syndicate, I believe there's a couple of wrestlers that would benefit from joining the Hurt Syndicate.
Powerhouse Hobbs.
He would be a major asset to that group, and I think Ricochet. Ricochet is a tremendous.
It's crazy. Ricochet was rumored to join them when he was in WWE.
Yeah, he was supposed to be the original member, but obviously, being a high flyer, a big face at the moment, they went with Cedric Alexander. Now, I think Ricochet would benefit tons from this because, again, MVP could be that mouthpiece. If there's a promo, it would be MVP, and obviously Ricochet could back it up with his wrestling skills. And obviously Powerhouse Hobbs, who's just been lost in the shuffle. Like, you have a guy that size, super talented, for you not to utilize him. That's a crime right there.
Criminal.
So I love how they all did, they didn't fully reveal the Hurt Syndicate. I think it's going to be, again, a slow process until it just blows up. But again, MVP to AEW is a good get. Again, it's a new storyline that you can bring to AEW. And I've mentioned numerous times in the podcast that AEW lacks consistency when it comes to bookings. So now you have this new storyline. Hopefully it does well.
And again, I think Soto's being generous there by saying lax. I think they don't have consistency. So I think Soto's just being generous.
I just don't like, the same thing that I saw with the Don Callis family. At one point they were all strong, united, and then they just went all their separate ways. I just don't get it, right? The same thing with the Undisputed Kingdom. Like, I just don't get it. I really don't get it. But on some good news, though, I'll bring you some good news. Malachi Black's AEW contract expiring.
Brother.
What it do, baby? Right. What it do?
Soto, go ahead. Go ahead.
What it do?
For those who don't know, so besides Soto being a huge Undisputed Kingdom fan, he is
no, Henry, don't be so concise. Soto is a diehard Malachi Black fan. He's pro Malachi Black. He's pro Malachi Black when he sucked. He's pro Malachi when he was hot. You know what I'm saying? And now he's a free agent. And now we're gonna see what happens now. Now we don't know. He got left astray. And
Malachi Black has never sucked.
And then he was asked. He lost every fucking match for like 6 months straight. And now we're on here and there's a free agent. And now the floodgates is now the fear. Moses is part of the sea. And now it's all right. Where's my king gonna be going? Go ahead, Soto.
Malachi, all right. You know, no. I see what you did.
Your boy.
No. I see what you did. I see what you did. You baited me, and now I'm hooked. You know,
thank you.
Now I'm hooked. So you know what? I will promote my boy because
I saw that.
You know, you're a fan. You're a fan of Bobby Lashley. Where's Bobby Lashley? Where's Bobby? He's still
doing the same thing Malachi Black is doing. The difference is he's getting paid more. So go ahead.
No. We're not gonna go there. So Malachi Black. First of all, he was done criminal by Tony Khan, right? He was done.
Gotta say, we love the pettiness, but let's keep going.
Yeah, had one of the most dominant runs in NXT, right? And you go on to AEW. First of all, he's never sucked. They just don't know what to utilize him for. Vince is one of them. Tony Khan is the other one. The only one who knows how to utilize him, Triple H, the God right now. So anyway. The fact that, well, according to Raj, his contract is actually up next year, right? And then already there's reports that AEW is working to, re-sign him. I don't think they get it done. I don't think they get it done with Zelina Vega, right, in WWE. And the way that this is now, this is now.
Is weird that he
that right there was super weird to me. I don't know why Buddy Matthews resigned. But you know what? They have their reasons, right? When it comes to Malachi Black, like I mentioned, Zelina Vega, his real life wife, is in WWE, and when it comes to being booked, again, he was best booked under Triple H in the black and gold era. And now who's in charge of WWE or whatever? It is Triple H. Look at what he's done for the people who came from AEW. Look at perfect example. Look at Andrade. Andrade has been having banger after banger, week after week with Carmelo Hayes, and now is on the
nowhere to be found when he was
right. And now he's in the hunt for the U.S. Championship, something that I don't even know what they had him do in AEW. At one point, I forgot he was in AEW. At the time when AEW signed Andrade, it was a big deal because of how talented Andrade is, but they never took advantage of his talent. Now you look at Malachi Black, and it's like not only is he a skillful wrestler, but it's just his aura and his character, right? I'm
gonna do something, Soto, that's gonna tie into the next topic. Free Ray Fenix
is something that they should have, taken advantage of. But now, if WWE is gonna throw the bag, and so is AEW, right? Now it's up to now, and you know what? He might get a bigger bag from AEW, but now it's just of, all right, where is his heart truly at, right? Is it the money, or is it, the wrestling aspect, right? And I think he's going to lean more towards WWE. Again,
I think so.
The House of Black was a faction that had all the potential in the world, right? They could have been really, really dominant, right? And at times they have been. But again, AEW.
I think the Julia Hart injury hurt them a bit too, though.
Yeah, AEW just doesn't know how to utilize them, how to book them, which is again another crime by AEW. So if I'm Malachi Black, I'm packing my bags next year and I'm going straight to WWE.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense in terms of everything. History there. He has unfinished business there.
We will see.
He has unfinished business there too.
I hope he pans out, because he didn't pan out in WWE. NXT was great. Didn't pan out in WWE. Left to go get money for a better opportunity at AEW. Didn't pan out there.
Yeah.
So hopefully, if he comes back and gets a shot, which he should, he won't be in the main event scene for a while. But him finding the mid cards where everybody's at each other's throats especially Carmelo Hayes and Andrade, Bronson Reed, Braun Strowman, like getting into those feuds.
Mid-card scene is going to be hot in the next couple of months.
He goes right in, fights, if not every week, every other week. It's a perfect situation for him. The fact is, does he choose to do so? But Lord knows what's going to happen when he leaves one spot to another, or he stays.
Can we agree that the mid-card scene in WWE for both the men and women's division is going to be hot for the next couple months?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, you could. I'm not saying if Malachi Black goes to WWE, oh yeah, he's a main eventer. No, you could do again the same thing. Perfect example, Andrade. Andrade came in Royal Rumble, great, and then had a couple of matches, and then now is in the running for that U.S. Championship. What do I think he'll get? Capture the title? I don't think so. But the fact that he's being utilized and used in significant storylines, I think that's key. Same thing with Malachi Black. When you have a guy with that talent, and it's like, all right, yeah, let's put him in trios, and it's like he's more of a singles guy, right? I with Brody King and Buddy Matthews, they're more of a tag team, right? You could have had the tag team titles on them, and then you could have had a singles title on Malachi Black. But no, you want to do a trios, right? That's the kind of thing that kind of bothered me with Tony Khan's booking in regards to the House of Black.
Speaking of trios champ, you think WWE will have a trios championship or probably never?
It'll take some time because there's so many good tag teams.
It really depends.
Actually get involved.
Yeah, it really depends if like the fans truly want it. And again, we don't want too many championships in WWE because we already know that in WWE they're already working on mid-card titles for women. So
they need it because their division is expanding.
Yeah, they absolutely need it. But I'm saying like, don't keep adding like another title because it's like, all right, then some titles become a little bit insignificant.
Let's talk about AEW has 17 titles? Something like 18 titles we counted before?
No, they don't.
Wait, between them and ROH, 17, 18.
17.
Yeah, they have a whole bunch.
We did. Yeah, I actually, B, you weren't there for the episode. I think you were playing ball. Me and Soda counted live on the podcast. I believe it was 17 or 18. Correct me if I'm wrong, right? Soda, it was like
it was between AEW, Ring of Honor, and then sometimes when they bring in the CWLL championships, like
it's like probably close to 30.
Yeah.
That's not good.
And speaking of contracts,
and don't forget, it's probably more than that. It's probably close to 50. Don't forget New Japan Pro Wrestling titles.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah.
Speaking of contracts, so we mentioned last week that because it was reported that the Lucha Bros were WWE bound. However, it's not going to happen anytime soon. AEW is adding injury time to Rey Fenix's contract. So a recent report stated that the duo has not yet signed
Rey Fenix. Tony Khan, don't do the right thing.
I mean, listen, I'm not gonna throw shots at Tony Khan here because you know what? WWE did the same thing.
Shut up. Yes, you did. Why are you being so nice? Yes,
no, because to be honest, what's fair is fair.
That's not your
WWE,
job.
WWE did the same thing. WWE did the same thing.
Oh, no, but that was before, though. They haven't done that.
No. I'm saying, no, they haven't done it since Vince left. But to say it's a smart strategic move. Now, does it suck?
I'm not going to kill AEW. Fuck out of here. Kill him.
No. Is it a smart strategic move? Absolutely. Does it suck? Absolutely. Yeah. Because you want to see the Lucha Bros in WWE sooner than later. So,
yeah.
I think in the latest update provided by Dave Meltzer, Penta's deal is up within the next 2 months. And again, he is expected to negotiate with WWE once he's a free agent. So Penta might make the move first, and he might debut first, and then later on, you're gonna have Rey Fenix team up. But it's been said that Rey Fenix's injury time is about a year, close to a year.
I think it says it's basically 10 months, 11 months, somewhere between there.
Yeah. So, I mean, it seems like the Lucha Bros are definitely, WWE bound, but we're just going to have to be we have to be patient for them to fully, reunite and team up in WWE. Listen, I wouldn't mind a Penta singles run, right? till Ray Fenix eventually joins, and then obviously you can pair up the Lucha Bros and dominate the tag team division. Because we've seen a singles run from Penta. Incredible, especially in TNA, especially in Lucha Underground. So, Penta could definitely hold his own. And so can Ray Fenix. But, together, that's something that's special for both of them. But we're just going to have to wait a little bit. And the last...
Don't be nice to Tony. Don't do it because of that. You know damn well he's an asshole for that.
Yeah. I mean, listen, Tony Khan has his flaws. Tony Khan has his flaws.
He doesn't need to do that. Listen, when COVID and everything hit, they were the rocks of the company holding it down. He should have did the right thing by him. That's my beef with it. It's not that this and that. It's that
but you have to. All right, but you also have to look at it, right? That for Tony Khan, it's a strategic move. Because he knows that the Lucha Bros bring ratings, right? So what am I going to do to prevent WWE's ratings to further improve? I'm going to tag on that injury time. And I'm going to be like, you know what? Fuck you, WWE. And you know what? I'm sorry, Ray Fenix, but fuck you too, That's Tony Khan's mindset. It's like, you're not going to get this, top free agents so easily. So that's why I said, in my opinion, it's a smart strategic move on Tony Khan's part. Now, is it a shitty thing to do?
Never in my years of knowing Soto, I've known Soto for years. When I hear Soto being so nice to a company that
I'm not being nice. I'm not being nice. I'm just saying it's smart.
He is tarnishing the entertainment industry that he loves the most.
Okay, I have a question. I have a question for you. I have a question for you.
Oh, good for him. Good.
Yeah, I have a question.
Shit. Here we go.
What we got?
B, what's your favorite MLB team?
The New York Mets.
Who's your favorite player?
I've got a hat. My hat's not up here.
Who's your favorite player?
My favorite player?
Yeah.
Well, he's
all time currently. Hold on. All time currently.
Gone now, but
currently.
Curly, Adam Ottavino.
No, it isn't. It's Lindor, isn't it?
No, it's Ottavino, actually.
Oh, Ottavino. All right. So you know what? Let's take one of your stars. Let's take Lindor. Let's take Lindor. What's a team that you absolutely hate? You can't stand.
The Philadelphia Phillies.
All right. What if Lindor wanted to leave to go to the Phillies? What would you do?
I'm burning Philadelphia.
Exactly. That's exactly what Tony Khan is doing. Tony Khan right now is burning Connecticut. Tony Khan is definitely burning Connecticut.
Right? I just said a city. You said the whole state. Oh, it's a
damn.
See the
damn.
Where's the Darth Vader?
So it's like
Where's
Tony.
I need the voice off.
So Tony Khan is like, nah, you're not having him like it's not gonna
have you. Nobody can.
Exactly. So I'm like, all right, it's smooth, it's smart, but again, it's an a-hole thing to do because
he's doing the Boondock scene.
It's a smart thing to do for AEW. It's an a-hole move to do because you're affecting Ray Fenix, right?
Yeah.
And
it sucks.
So it's a sucky situation. Our last topic of the day is Swerve Strickland seemingly to confirm that AEW will be heading to Fox.
Fox wants the money. Khan needs a contract for AEW for TV pushes. So I don't know. Fox is about to lose WWE, so might as well get the second best thing, even with the gap between the best and the second best thing is a big difference.
True.
So basically, he in a conversation with music artist and influencer Queen's Flip, he basically talked. Bro, I don't even know who he is, to be honest.
Queen, just say with contact here at Queen's Flip. We don't acknowledge Queen's Flip on this chat.
So he talked about AEW's presence right with networks like TNT and TBS, but he might have slipped up. Because he said, it's a movie. We're about to move. We're about to get on Fox. SmackDown is leaving Fox. We're taking Fox. TNT, TBS, and Fox. We got all three of them things.
Fox Sports 1?
Huh?
We're
Ain't nobody
taking
watched no
Fox?
Fox Sports 1.
Listen, no, I don't know. And then he said, Tony Khan lets me do whatever the fuck I want. He owns the Jacksonville Jaguars. I mean,
That's yeah. Talk that shit, Strickland. You got a guy.
Yeah, I get. Look, I'm gonna say this.
yeah. Tony Khan owns the 0-3 Jacksonville Jaguars. Yeah,
I'm gonna say this
That's
respectfully.
more money than we all put together. So
One thing
that's
that
why I
got me
always
mad
bet against
recently.
them.
One thing that got me mad recently with AEW is they keep saying those comments about how certain black wrestlers were treated and this and nobody's putting context about how that was treated before when Vince was there as opposed to now.
Mm-hmm.
We know Vince was an asshole when he did a lot of stuff. We knew that.
Stop being nice, Henry.
No, I'm saying asshole. I'm not.
Nah,
but now, well, he's a douchebag. What other way you want to fucking shit face? How about that? Anyway, besides that, right now there's a flip has switched with WWE, and black wrestlers and any minority wrestlers are being featured prominently on WWE. So I wish they would go back and sort of fix the context of that, because I feel like that context wasn't accurate about it before. With Vince McMahon in charge, absolutely, 100%, I'm on your side, bro. But that context now, it's not true at all.
The stigma will always remain because of everything that's going on, and unfortunately, when we'll leave it to black wrestlers right now, because the Latino wrestlers themselves have done a lot better at what they're doing by staying clean and not doing dumb shit outside of wrestling. The stigma stays for a long time with black wrestlers, and it took a long time for them to fix it. We go from the times of Ahmed Johnson. That's a whole podcast on what Vince did to Ahmed Johnson.
I mean, I'll be honest though, Spanish wrestlers have done this shit too. If you look at but
Rio
and Sin
they've been doing really well for a long time. You don't hear anything about anybody for a long time, regardless for people doing dumb stuff. Latest was Odyssey Jones, right? But it's with Vince gone and stuff coming out now about Vince with the documentary. Which, by the way, if anybody has seen it, I saw the first episode. Absolutely fantastic.
Up to the first, I think I watched the first 4, maybe 5. It's really good.
The first episode, I was like, "Yo, this is going to be such a great fucking."
It's good, but just to talk about the AEW to Fox. I know you say he has the free reign to say what he wants. I just had problem with them saying those comments about black wrestlers and everything like that, because it has flipped the switch now. Granted, there's always going to be that stigma with black wrestlers.
Damn, I didn't know this subject took a turn like that.
But
yeah,
AEW to Fox, that I don't know. I've heard reports that that's not true yet. That it's still in the negotiation stage. So I don't know.
Well, it might be backed up now because of the
I'm not saying that, because also remember CW supposedly had a deal with NWA, and then NWA did the cocaine spot, and that pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's with Fox, it would probably be to introduce the new show that they trademarked, which is AEW Shockwave. And my thing,
2 hours now.
My thing is, if that is showed on FS1, that it's not going to last. I'll tell you that much. It will not last.
No, but they can't. Supposedly they're canceling Rampage.
I mean, they should cancel Collision too.
Canceling? Wait, what show are they canceling?
Rampage.
Rampage was a show? What?
It was on Fridays. Yes, it was at 10 o'clock.
Hey, hold on. AEW had a show on Fridays?
That's what I'm saying. It's sad to say there's not enough publicity on it.
Gotcha.
Hey, it's almost as bad as AEW Dark was. That they did it on YouTube.
What? AEW had a third show called Dark.
A long time
AEW has had like 6 shows.
But now I'm gonna say this:
AEW has shows outside.
Dark was the show to introduce. It was sort of like Dark was sort of like NXT, where they had like the unknown names and they try to build a name for themselves. So I'm not gonna knock it for that, but it's just he could have did better with a deal for that on TV. That could have been the show. But I don't think AEW on Fox is going to do well. The numbers are struggling with WWE on Fox. So what makes you think AEW is going to do any better?
Well, not everybody has TNT. Everybody has Fox. So not everybody has Turner, I should say.
But I'm saying, like, we don't know if it's like Fox 5 or FS1.
Oh,
because not a lot of people have FS1.
Fox is Fox. Fox has everything.
Yeah, Fox is Fox, and then that would be good exposure for AEW. But if it's FS1, it's like not everybody has access to that channel, and it's like, you know, when SmackDown used to air on FS1, like their ratings would take a hit because again, not a lot of people have access to that.
I mean, I get it. I don't know, man. I don't think it's a good move. I don't think they should have another show. I think they should just have Collision and Dynamite.
To be honest with you, I think they should just axe Collision. Like you're adding Shock. Like it's just crazy to me. They should focus on Dynamite, Collision, and ROH. And you know what? Rebuilding ROH, because ever since Tony Khan bought ROH, he buried that. He buried ROH.
Yeah.
So
what is it? Everybody, what's the saying that everybody used to say back in the day? Triple H's shovel. That's basically what he's done to it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It is what it is. But you know, Tony Khan's got a lot of work to do. There's a lot of stuff we work doing in the world of wrestling, but we can only talk about it 1 week at a time. So that being said, that'll wrap up today's episode of the Sunset Flip Wrestling Podcast. We appreciate you guys tuning in week and week out on Facebook, on Twitter, on Twitch, on YouTube, on Instagram, on Threads. You name it, we're on it. You know what I'm saying? If you guys want to, you can't watch it live with us. You could hear the audios on Apple, Spotify, Google Podcasts, wherever you get your podcast from. We are live on that. And one day, Westwood One. I'll keep manifesting it every week. It's a matter of time. But yeah, so let's get this Sunday going. I'm off to go watch these games. I pray that you guys make thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars. So,
amen.
Yeah, let's get this money, baby.
Thank you guys for tuning in.
Later, everybody.
Till next week.